on division. 2 digit divided by 2 digit. We got a 3 digit divided by 2 digit. But before we get into the steps of how to divide those numbers, let's first review some key vocabulary when working with division. So first up we have dividend. What is a dividend? Let's take a closer look at that. A dividend is the number being shared equally or split equally, also known as the total. So we start with the dividend and we're going to take that dividend and split it into some equal groups. Well, the number of equal groups, we call that the divisor. So we're going to take our dividend and we're going to divide it by our divisor, which is the number of equal groups. And once we take that dividend and divide it by our divisor, we get the number in each group, which is also known as the quotient. The number in each group is the quotient, or the answer to a division problem. Well, let's jump right into this math and get started. First up, we have 96 divided by 16. So that means we got to take our dividend, 96, and split it into 16 groups. So we got to take our dividend, 96, and we have to take that 96 and split it equally amongst 16 groups, which will be our divisor. So 96 is our dividend, 16 is our divisor. So let's jump right into this, okay? So the thing that I would like to do before I start dividing is separate my place values so I can keep up with what I'm doing. So I've learned to separate the place values. I know this is my ones place and my tens place, and I like to put a little multiplication symbol right there because I know that multiplication and division have some type of relationship. Okay? So now I'm finna look at this. I'm gonna think about it. 16 times what will get me 9? 16 times what will get me 9? There's not a number in the world that I can multiply by 16 to get me close to 9. So I know I'm going to need a placeholder. So now I need to look at 96. So I have to think about, 16 times what will get me close to 96? Close as possible without going over. Well, I don't know my 16 timetables. So what do I have to do? I don't know my 16 timetables. What can I do? I can estimate. This is where estimating comes in hand. So I know that 16 is closest to 20. And I can count by 20s. So let's see. 20, 40, 60, 80. That's about 4. 80 is kind of close to 96. So although I used 20 to estimate, and I did 20 times 4, I now have to test that 4 to see if it works with our 16. So I'm going to take 16 and multiply it by 4 to see if that gets me close to 96, okay? So I know that 4 times 6 is 24. Regroup my 2 to the tens place. And 4 times 1 is 4, plus 2, 64. That's not close enough to 96. I probably can get a little closer. That's kind of far off. So I gotta kind of guess here. Let me try 6. Let me try 16 times 6 and see if that gets me a little bit closer. I know that 6 times 6 is 36. Regroup that 3 up to the tens place. 6 times 1 is 6. Plus that 3 would get us, voila, 96. So when I come back here to my division problem, I know that 16 times this 6 can get me 96 down here. So 16 times 6 is 96. Because division is the same as repeated subtraction, I now need to subtract here. And 96 minus 96 is 0. So when I look at that, this is telling me that 96 divided by 16 gives us a quotient of 6. Or that means when I take 96 and split it into 16 groups, there will be 6 in each group. So 96 will be our dividend, 16 will be our divisor, and our quotient will be 6. Let's look at a problem that might have some remainders. Let's try that. Okay, so right here, we have 94, and we have to take our dividend, 94, and split it equally amongst 32 groups, which is our divisor. So we have our dividend, which is 94, and we have to split it amongst 32 groups, which is our divisor. So the way I'm going to start this off is draw my lines to separate the place values, get my ones, my tens, my little multiplication sign there, and I'm ready to go. So let's try this out. Now I got to think about this. 32 times what will get me 9? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. 32 times anything can't get me 9 because 32 is greater than 9. So I know right here, I'm going to need a placeholder. So now I'm going to focus on this 94. Now, I got to think about 32 times what will get me close to 94. Well, we have a problem here. I don't know my 32 times tables. So what am I going to have to do? Estimate. I'm going to have to estimate. I know that 32 is close to 30. And I can count by 30s. So let's see. 30, 60, 90. 90 is pretty close to 94, and that's about 3. So I have to test out my real number 32 and multiply by 3 to see if it gets us close to 94 without going over. So let's try it. So 32 times 3. Okay? I know that 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Uh-oh! Oh, man, I went over. I can't use 3, that's too much because we got to get close to 94 without going over. So I can't use 3. Let me try 2. Let me try 2 and see if that works. So I have 32 times 2. I know that 2 times 2 is 4. And I know that 2 times 3 is 6. That gets me 64. Okay? That's going to have to work. So let's see. Let's write 2 here, and let's try it out. So that's telling me that 32 times 2 is 64. And because division is the same as repeated subtraction, I need to subtract. So 4 is 0, and that's going to be 3. Oh my, that is a large remainder. Let's write that here. Remainder 30. Wow. Although that remainder is pretty large, this is how you know you're on the right track. When that remainder is less than our divisor, because this is telling us we don't have enough to make another group of 32. We just don't have enough there. So we should be on the right track. So when I look at this, our dividend divided by our divisor, so when we take that 94 and split it into 32 groups, that will give us 2 in each group, and we will have 30 left over. Okay? We have 30 left over because we can't make it equal across the board. Okay? And it also means when I take 32 and multiply by 2, that gets me 64. And when I add that 30 remaining left, that's going to get us 94. So we know that our math is on the right track. Okay? So now, I think we're ready for the big leagues. Let's try 3-digit divided by 2-digit. Oh my! 317 divided by 21. Can we do it? We got this. We can definitely do this. We're going to take the same steps that we have done before. Okay? So we're going to separate our place values. Label it 1s, 10s, 100s. Get my multiplication symbol up there. So real quick, we have 317 as our dividend, and we're going to split that 317 equally across 21 groups. And 21 will be our divisor. Let's try it. So the first thing I'm going to think about, 21 times what will get me 3? Nothing. I can't do it because 21 is larger than 3. So it's no way that I can multiply 21 by something to get 3. So I'm going to need a placeholder there. So now my focus is on 31. I now have to think about 21 times what will get me close to 31. I know that 21 times 2, I can do that in my head. That's 42, and that's more than 31. So 2 groups of 21 is way, way too many. So I have to go with 1 here. So I'll write my 1, and I know that 21 times 1 will give me 21. And because division is the same as repeated subtraction, I need to subtract right here. So I know this is 0 and this is 1. Well, now I have to bring down this 7. I need to drop it down. And now my focus is on 107. My focus is now on 107. So now I have to think about 21 times what gets me close to 107. 21 times what would get me close to 107. Now again, I do not know my 21 timetables. So what will I do? Estimate. I will estimate. I need to estimate. I know that 21 is close to 20. And I can count by 20s. So here we go. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 100 is pretty close to 107. So let me try multiplying 21 by 5 to see if it really works. Because although I estimated and rounded to 20, the real number is 21. So I have to test it to see if it works. So I'm going to go 21 times 5. Let's see how well this works out. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. So we have 105. My oh my! 105 is pretty close to 107. I think that might work because if we do another group, it'll go over 107. So I'm going to stick with 5. So I know that 21 times 5 will get us 105. And since division is the same as repeated subtraction, I need to subtract right here. So I'm going to subtract that. I know that this is 2, 0, 0, and I now have 2 left. Remainder 2. So when I look at this, 317 divided by 21 gets us 15 with 2 left over. So 317 will be our dividend, 21 will be our divisor, and our quotient will be 15 with remainder of 2. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get up out of here.